Hey guys, in this video we're going to show you how to rosh with Husker and how to armlet toggle effectively. Now there are two things you need to do for this before we even jump into a game. The first is you need to go to your hero, find Husker, and you need to understand how the armlet toggling actually works. So go into demo hero and select the armlet. So we're just going to do that now. We're just going to grab an armlet. Okay, and just practice turning it off and turning it on. You'll see that as you do it starts to drain your life. And so what you really want to do is just walk up to the tower and start taking hits. Okay, nice and easy. And then you can turn the armlet on and you can toggle between the armlet being on and being off. Okay, this is the first thing you need to do to practice armlet toggling, just to kind of get used to it. Once you're used to it, you can start practicing with creeps in a more contained environment where it's harder. Maybe not all the melee creeps, but what you can do is take the range creep. So I can come over here, I can take the range creep. Okay, the range creep's not interested, but now I can. Okay, and then when the creeps come in, you can practice, you can work on this, and the idea is you want to try and get a couple of projectiles coming in, one at a time at first, then maybe two. You want to try and get your health to a point where you're toggling maybe once every 2, once every 3, once every 1. Just get into the habit of toggling so that you can practice this without dying. Okay, and this is a process which takes time. It takes a lot of time, but when you master this and you understand this, it makes you very effective. Now, there's two ways that you can do the armlet toggling. The first is you can assign the armlet into a hotkey. Here you can see it is space, and I can press to turn on and press to turn off. Press to turn on and press to turn off. The other thing you can do, which is important to know, is you can come across to your keybinds. And in your keybinds, if your cast and your quick cast have a key, so my cast is space and my quick cast is A. What that means is that if I was to press space, it turns on. Now if I press space again, it turns off, which means I have to tap twice to be able to toggle. However, if it's turned on and I press the cast and the quick cast key together, if I press both the keys simultaneously, I get an instant toggle. It's much quicker and much more effective. When you're armlet toggling, it's pretty much one key press, albeit you're pressing two keys at the same time, but it's one press. And that allows you to be able to toggle more effectively. Okay, so now that we understand that, let's jump into a lobby. So that's the first and the easiest way to be able to practice. Then what we want to do is play game, go to custom lobby, and just create. Okay, we're going to turn on cheats, and we're going to start the game. We're going to pick Husker, and we're going to go mid. Okay, you're going to pick your normal starting items, and you're going to play a normal game. So we're going to pick Husker. Okay, we're going to normally start with a bracer and a set of tangos. That's all you kind of need if you're mid. Now if you're against someone like a sniper, you might want some armor, but overall these are your normal items. Then all you need to do is look on the map at where you want to go and type teleport here. No, that's not it. It's I forget. Teleport. Okay, and then start game. Alright, and the game starts. So at this point, creeps are going to start coming. You're at a place where you're ready to go. You want to farm an armlet, okay? Now, you can do this against bots. You can do it against other people. I'm not going to bother in this example. Alright, but all we're trying to do at the moment is farm an effective... all we're trying to do here is farm an effective armlet. Alright, so we're going to focus on our last hitting. You can take your skill as you would. Now you might want to go for Berserker's Blood if you're going to get harassed and you need sustain. Okay, you might want to go for your Inner Fire. Inner Fire is a good first skill to get because it allows you to secure range creeps, and if you're going to get if the enemy has more damage than you, and they can last hit better than you, then you want to get your inner fire to secure those last hits that you would otherwise miss. Okay, so we'll do our best here. Gonna grab this. Okay, so far so good. Now always focus on your last hits over your denies, and then your denies, and then your harassment. Don't try and harass the enemy if you've got creeps to hit. Okay, you need to make sure you're last hitting effectively, unless harassing is going to secure you space in the lane to be able to last hit. It is okay to miss a couple of creeps if in the process of doing so you're zoning out the enemy to go and regen, and it gives you a free lane. You just have to work out what's effective for you, what's going to work best. Okay, so now we're here, we're going to get our blades of attack straight away as soon as it's available. And as you can see, we're not even 2 minutes in, and already we've got our blades of attack on the way out. It's good timing, because we haven't missed a creep yet. But I feel like we're probably about to. We'll see. No, we're okay at the moment. Okay, so we're doing good. Alright. So now we've got our blades of attack. That's going to give us an extra 9 damage. It's going to be a... I actually missed one there. That's disgusting. Shouldn't have done that. But, you know, made a mistake. Happens to the best of us. Okay, so. Back to where it was. Now we've got better attack speed. Well, I say better attack speed. We've got better attack damage. We've got better attack speed if we're lower health, which is nice. So what we're going to do at this stage is we're not going to go for the gloves of haste. It might be... oh no, I missed that one anyway. Oh well. It's typical that I'm downhill when he hits it, and so do I when normally I'm the one that misses. What we're going to go for the second item is the Helm of Iron Will. The reason we're going to do this, again, it gives us more sustain, gives us that much needed armor and HP regen to be able to last hit better, stay in lane better, and also, as it's one of the most expensive components of the item, we just want to get it out of the way. So, you might want to go for the runes, you might not, it depends on how the game's going, how the lane's going. You need to kind of be aware of this. At this point, it probably will be good to get a ward out, send a courier up, so you can get some vision. Obviously, you're not going to be as easy as this, but this is a good way to be able to practice. We're kind of aiming here for a 6 minute. That's the ideal time, okay? Now, at this point, we're going to go for 0.3 in our regen, okay? Anything that gives us quicker attack speed, quicker regen, allows us to stay in lane more. We're not even bothered about fighting at the moment. We're not bothered about harassing. At this stage, we're not going for kills. We're not trying to showboat. We're just trying to get our armlet as quickly as we possibly can, okay? I'd stake my life on it. Okay, so far so good. The hunt is on. Alright, so we're now at level 5. We're pretty much unkillable at this point to creeps, whether we are in the jungle or whether we are in the lane. It's only heroes that are going to cause us a problem at the moment. We can jungle, we can do anything we want, we can even take ancients right now, and we should be absolutely fine because we've got a point in a fire. And we've got 3 points in our Berserker's Blood. So, obviously your lane's not going to be as good as this. There's no reason why I've missed 3 creeps, other than the fact that I'm talking to you. But this is just very good practice. Gloves of Haste coming out now, and now we're not going to go for our level 6. Unless you know you can get an easy kill by using this, we're not going to take this right now. And this will probably surprise the enemy, because the enemy's going to expect you to do this because they think you're going to fight. But we're not interested in fighting. That is not our objective at the moment. Our objective right now is Rosh. And for us to be able to take Rosh, we do not need to ult Rosh. We need to sustain him beating the crap out of us. And so for that to happen, we really want 4 and 2. Okay? We don't want to Rosh until we are 4 and 2. Or 2 and 4, sorry. Okay. And we need a point in W. You will need a point in W to rosh. You need to be 1, 2, 4 minimum. And the reason for that is because sometimes rosh will get you with a double stun. And if that happens, you have to use your W, otherwise you die. There's no way to do that. You can't toggle. You just can't toggle through a double stun. It's not possible. Unless you W, and then that gives you a window where you can toggle, because obviously you've disarmed him. So, rosh is very simple. The first time you do it, you know, your heart might beat a little bit. It's a little bit of adrenaline, especially if it's a real match. If it's a real match, there's always a, what if I die? What if I die? It's a worry. So this is why we do this. This is why we do these drills. This is why we do this practice to get better. Again, remember, we're not going to take our ult, even at this stage. Now your team might start flaming you. Why have you not taken it? But remember, rosh is our objective at the moment. Okay. All right. So at the moment we are. There we go, our armlet is done. If we've got kills, we're going to have a quicker armlet. Obviously, we're just farming creeps at the moment, but that is a 7-minute armlet. Okay. And we are good to go. So we've got our points that we need. At this stage, we can leave the lane. We're going to buy a smoke. Okay, but we buy the smoke separately. Or you might want to buy it together if you're not going to be in lane. But at this stage, okay, I'm going to buy a smoke. And I'm going to leave the lane before the smoke arrives. Otherwise, the enemy might click on you. They might see you've got a smoke, and they know you're going for a play or maybe a rosh. So you don't want to let them know. So now the courier's on its way out. Okay, I'm going to push out the lane. The first thing I need to do is push the lane out. Or at least leave the thing. And there we go. So now we are 4 and 3. Okay, we're level 8. Now obviously it won't be this easy. I can come and take this camp just while I'm waiting. And you need to smoke. You have to smoke. It's so important. You might get if you get a neutral item, great, amazing. Not always, but we're going to smoke. We're going to smoke away from everything so that no one sees the smoke, and we're going to go straight into the rosh pit. Okay. Now let's assume you don't get an item, so we'll leave that out, and then we're going to start roshing. So we turn on our burning spears at this point, okay, and we put our armlet into where it needs to be, and then we turn our armlet on. And now all we're doing, okay, is we're watching, and we are, and you can do this, but what you need to do is make sure if you're stunned, you wait. Okay. If you're stunned, you don't do it when you're stunned. And that's the trick. You just have to make sure you do it when you're not stunned. Now don't leave it too long that you go so low that if you get stunned, it kills you. Okay? And that's it. There's your quick rosh. 9-minute rosh. So it is very possible with early kills in an early stage of this game to be able to do the armlet in 6 minutes and to be able to do the rosh in 8. But 9 is my quickest at the moment, and it's still good timing, still possible. And now you are free to come back to mid. Okay, you don't need to do anything crazy at this point. You just need to come back to mid, maybe with the help of your support. If your position 4 does feel like helping you, which would be nice, you can now go for a point in your R so that you can jump if you need to. And all you're going to do is you're just going to come and take the mid tower. This is a 9-minute mid tower with an Aegis. Okay, you've now got enough to get your boots coming out. So I go for boots and armor first, or just boots, depending. Okay, we've got flaming spears always turned on now. And now, obviously, you're not going to tank the tower because you don't want to do that, but you want to be at a point where you've got your armlet on, you're okay, and pretty much no one at this stage of the game is going to be able to contest you. And even if they do, all you're going to do is pop an Aegis. Even if you die here, it's fine. It doesn't matter. You're not wasting an Aegis. You're using it to take a tower. Okay, as soon as you've taken the middle tower, you rotate to the top lane. Hopefully by now you have your boots. Great opportunity here at the 10-minute mark to pick up the double damage room. Why not? Might be a haste, whatever it is. But then you're going to come to the top lane and you're making a 10-minute rotation. Okay, I'm slightly late, but you've got Aegis. Everyone in the team benefits from an Aegis. You've got a lot of map pressure. They're also thinking, oh crap, you've got an Aegis. You should be able to now push lanes. Hopefully your support either stays mid and gets a couple of extra levels, or the position 5 would go mid at this point, ideally, to get some levels. Your position 4 will come with you again, with your position 3, and together, at this stage, you would be able to take the tower. There we go, nice easy tower. You've even come in with the siege creeps at the 10-minute mark, and it's a nice easy push. At this point, you can continue to put pressure on. Okay, we've got our boots now. We can make our windlace, start making into our SMY, or whatever it might be. It might be an early BKB, depends on what you need. I personally recommend that you, if you're going to do this, you'll go for this item first. And there we go. We can take the tower. We've still got our siege creep now. They're probably going to contest you at this point, but if you've got a good team with you, which hopefully you will have, you're going to be able to take this tower whilst they zone for you. Okay, if you can do this, so you're in a position to do this in the game, this is what I consider the end of Husker's laning phase. Okay, this is everything that Husker needs to do in the laning phase, comes down to here, and that is within 12 minutes. Now, I know this is without enemies, but this is very, very possible to be able to do in the first 15 minutes of the game. Okay, now you can comfortably farm, you get some good vision up here. Alright, your support brings out another ward. You can sit here, you can farm the enemy junk. Your carry at this point, comfortably, can sit and farm in your jungle. Okay, your other heroes you're basically just shutting down the enemy jungle. Not only are you shutting down the enemy jungle, you're making space for your carry to farm safely. You're not stealing their farm. You're getting extra levels at this point. The enemy aren't able to farm effectively. They're probably still in lane at this point, focusing on their last hits. And the fact is, you've already taken 3 towers. You've taken their shrine, which you're getting the XP for, and you're now in the process of snowballing. So this is an effective Husker strategy. To be able to have this vision, you basically want to have vision here or here, just to shut down their movement. And you can comfortably now, if they've got a jungler, you're going to shut the jungler down. If they're making rotations, you're pushing them out of lane. Anytime they're not in lane, your hard support or your carry can push that lane. You can put so much pressure on the map at this point. We didn't even use our tangos, obviously. We didn't need to. But now we're going to put a ward out. So now we've got our vision, and we've got our windlace, which makes... The only reason we've got a windlace is because, one, it allows us with our phase boots to kite the enemy. If they do decide to gank us, we can escape, we can get out. It also allows us to jungle between camps quicker. If we know we're safe and there's no one here, we can go low health. And Husker is a really effective jungler. He jungles really well. Okay, and that's it. Now the Aegis has run out. If you can achieve this with an Aegis by the 15-minute mark, that is all you need to do in this game. Now the reason that we didn't rotate around the bottom tower is because your carry should be able to do that. We're now looking at 15-minute, we've got a Sange made. You're either going to go into a Halberd or an SMY. Really depends on how the game's playing at this stage. But at the moment, you're going to be effectively a level 12 Husker at 14 minutes into the game with 3 towers down, and you're literally just waiting. Now you're farming, taking kills if they present themselves, waiting for the second Aegis. Okay, when the second Aegis appears at the, well, as we now know, it's going to be normally the 20-minute mark, but for now it's going to be anything between like 16 to 18 minutes. So we're going to keep an eye on that. We're going to do exactly the same thing. Okay, as soon as rosh comes up, we're going to keep pressure on these lanes. Look, top lane's pressured. We're going to put pressure on mid. Okay, we're going to assume they're defending that, so we're going to back off. We don't have an Aegis anymore, so we don't want to fight. Right, they're going to be constantly looking to fight you. You don't want to jump into fights. This is not the time to be Rambo Husker. It's very tempting at this point to overcommit and to jump in fights, die a couple of times. And the problem is, if you die here, the problem with that is that you're a much higher level than them. If you die as a higher level, you're going to give them those levels. Okay, they're going to benefit more from killing you than killing a position 5. So you need to protect yourself in order to maintain that advantage. This is what we're trying to do at this stage of the game. Okay? So again, just simple farming, finishing out our items. We'll go for S&Y this build. Nice and easy. Okay, you might want to go for another ward, you get the opportunity to. But that's it, right now. We've done everything that we need to do. We're going to just farm one more camp, or one more set of camps. We're also going to grab ourselves a smoke. Now, when the smoke comes, and when it arrives, because of the status, or because of how you are at the moment, your smoke is automatically going to go into your backpack. So what I would tend to do is be farming, up until the point that the courier comes to me. Now again, if it's possible they're going to see you, you won't do this, you'll send a smoke separately. But at this stage, what I'm going to do is, as soon as the courier's getting near, I'm just going to pop my windlace in my back pocket. And the reason I do that is because now, my smoke's here. Now obviously the ward's there, I wouldn't normally have a ward. Just for the purpose of this, I am warding. So now I've got vision, I can see rotations, I've got my smoke. I can put my windlace, and even I can put this back in now.
Hate to be your mid tower right about
now. We're coming in here. Rosh isn't up yet, that's fine. Right, we're going to go mid, push out mid. I'd probably break smoke at this point. In a way, not in front of an enemy. I probably wouldn't want to do it so an enemy can see me break smoke, because they're going to know you've got an objective or an agenda. Alright, but at this stage we're going to push out our mid lane. And we've now finished our S&Y. 17 minutes into the game. Pretty much free farm the whole game, obviously there's no enemies. But this can work. Now, at this point you've got to consider your options. Are you going for a fighting build, or are you going for a more defensive build? Okay, at this stage we're going for a burning spears because we want a fighting build. Fighting Husker, we're getting ready to have some good fights. We picked up an item that we really like there. Okay, we've got our smoke, so obviously we're not going to do that here. But it's just good to get into practice. And there we go, Rosh is up. So we ultimate to Rosh, and away we go. Now we don't have to do anything anymore. Because of how much health we've got our S&Y, we won't die from Rosh. It doesn't matter if we do nothing, if we don't even touch it. Even if we get stunned, Rosh will not kill us. It doesn't matter. We don't have to touch it. Okay, we just move our items, we get ready, we pop that. Okay, we've got a shard now, we take our shard, we've got our cheese. We are now 18 minutes into the game with a shard. We're the only person in the game with a shard. We've got cheese, we've got Aegis, we're now ready to go high ground. 18 minutes into the game. Okay, at this point, if you haven't done it already, you're going to TP to bot. You're going to push up the bottom lane. You're going to take this tier 1 if it hasn't already. Hopefully your carrier has already done this. But if they haven't, you're going to push up. You're going to take this tower. Very, very easy for you at this stage of the game. And you're going to start working on your Satanic. Now, depending on the game, if they've got a lot of evasion heroes, you might want to go for Scepter first. But if not, then you're going to go straight for Satanic. And the first item to get in Satanic is going to be your Reaver. The reason you do this is it's plus 25 strength. It gives you that massive strength gain that you need. And look, at this stage, I don't even need to worry. Apart from obviously there's some burst damage heroes here, I don't even need to worry about the tower. It can't kill me. So as long as you know where everyone is on the map and you can see, you've got no problems. Alright, so we're now 20 minutes into the game. We're pushing our tier. They're going to come to defend that now because that's what they need to do. So in doing that, what we can do is come back to here, push out the mid tower. Obviously at some point we're going to have fights, but if you win those fights, all you're going to do is break the enemy morale. They're going to be resorting to the jungle at this point because they can't contest you. You might have a few extra kills on top of this as well. You might not. It depends. The main thing is you want to make sure that you don't feed. You want to try not to die. You only fight with the Aegis. The idea of this strategy is that you are not risking yourself at getting burst down by trying to push when you haven't got the Aegis. If we lose the Aegis, we end the push. And again, we can take this tower, we don't need to do anything. If anyone shows up, then we can fight them. And if you are good at toggling and you successfully manage to avoid dying, great. At this point, if we are here, and don't forget you've got your cheese as well, so let's imagine we've had a fight, we've popped our cheese, and we're back to full health. And now we're at the point where we've got the 20-minute siege creep, and we're able to push high ground with our Aegis. Okay, what I would do at this stage is I'd have the courier automatically heading out to the secret shop. If not, I might be farming there. If you're not able to punch high ground at the moment, and it's possible you might not be able to, then just farm their triangle. Stay in their triangle, farm their triangle, do not let them have any pressure on them, keep all 3 lanes pushed in, keep them in their base, and just let your team farm. Because you can sit here for the next 10 minutes and just farm all of your heroes, all 3 lanes, and the only farm they're going to get is in their camp, pushing out the waves. If they leave the base, you kill them. At one point, you're gonna kill their couriers as they go to the secret shop. You're gonna kill their heroes as they leave the base. Let them come to you. You just hold the triangle and you do not move. That is if you cannot siege high ground. Okay, and at this point we are now 20 minutes into the game and we're going for our tier 4s. You might want to go for Mega, it is a possibility, but I don't think you need to. And several times we've had this where the team will just stay in base. They'll just stay AFK. Now, what happens at this stage is your team, overconfidently, will start fountain diving. They just will, it's just what happens. They'll fountain dive, they'll start pushing the fountain, they'll start taking fights around this area here. And the problem with doing that is they may die, which may cause the enemy to push out. The best thing to do is just to sit here safely. As you can see, I'm not toggling, I'm not doing anything at this stage. I don't have to touch anything. I tank 2 towers, I don't die. I just sit here, take these 2 towers, and then I take the enemy ancient. Doesn't matter what's going on here, what's going on there, however much space is being created. My only focus in this game is objectives. If you want to win MMR and you want to do it as Husker in patch 7.29, this is the most effective strategy that I have found to climb the best part of 1000 MMR in the last month. And that is a valid strategy between the 1 and 2k bracket. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope that helps. My name's Steve, I am the Undisputed Noob. Don't forget to check us out at fb.gg/undisputednoob and leave a comment and a thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you think, but more importantly, thanks for watching. Have a great day.